Hi, I'm Shannon Cook, a clinical psychologist here at Thriving Minds, here to talk about the pattern of avoidance as part of our video series for Selective Mutism Awareness Month. The pattern of avoidance is one that's slightly more familiar to people because it's a very natural response to avoid the things that make us feel afraid. It's a self-protective coping strategy that we use to temporarily reduce anxiety. However, if we truly want to reduce anxiety, then we have to go face our fears. We have to practice being brave. For example, if I have a fear of flying and I never get on an airplane, that doesn't mean I'm no longer afraid of flying. It means that I'm really good at avoiding airplanes. But if I truly want to face that fear, overcome that fear, then I have to go fly somewhere, even though it might be extremely difficult and very anxiety provoking. So what does this look like in SM? There's a verbal demand, expectation to communicate. This could be a teacher asking a kiddo, what's your favorite color? Kiddo knows that they're expected to give a verbal response, so their anxiety increases, and in an attempt to flee that interaction, that's that flight part of the fight or flight response to anxiety. In fleeing the interaction, there's this social discomfort that comes for waiting for them to respond, especially if you're waiting for a kiddo who's frozen in fear and experiencing overwhelming amounts of anxiety. Often, in an effort to spare them of those feelings, coming from a place of care and empathy, somebody will step in and say, oh, their favorite color is blue. Now, in responding, they've removed that verbal expectation, so they have successfully reduced everybody's anxiety, but also accidentally reinforced that avoidant behavior. So now we have an opportunity to speak. Avoidance, everybody feels a little bit better, but it's less likely then that we'll speak in that situation again or similar situations. So as we go through that cycle, we get a greater avoidance level and an increase in anxiety in the long run. So we want to change that cycle. We want to intervene. We want to change a cycle of avoidance into a cycle of bravery by avoiding avoidance. So now we have an expectation to talk, and rather than avoiding, we want a verbal answer from the kiddo. So we want the kiddo to be the one to say blue, even though it's extremely difficult, even though anxiety is going to increase, even though it's really hard and uncomfortable at first. If we're able to be brave, if we're able to verbalize in that situation, then we're going to reinforce this idea that we can be brave, we can confidently answer in similar situations. So we're going to continue that pattern versus the pattern where there's opportunity to speak, avoidance, we temporarily feel better, but then actually increase the likelihood of going through this again and increasing our anxiety. Now we want opportunity to speak, being brave, a temporary increase in anxiety and uncomfortable feelings, but reinforcing this idea of using our brave voice so that eventually we reduce the anxiety. So I hope that you find this information on the patterns of avoidance and our cycle of using our brave voice helpful in understanding SM and our strategies that we use to help individuals with SM. I hope that you will stay tuned for the remainder of our videos throughout October and support us through Selective Mutism Awareness Month. And I hope that you have a wonderful, brave day. Thank you so much for watching.